Guess what, guys? I got a new drone. Technically, this is not my first drone. I got a drone a while back, but it was a toy drone. I put a link right here if you want to check out the review. Even though I have fun with it, I couldn't do too much with it, so I want to get a newer drone that has all these great features. So I wanted this drone to take a great video of different places on the air. So it has to have three things. It has to have a great 1080p video camera built in, plus a gimbal for that smooth action. And then it has to have a GPS enabled so that it'll be very stable on the air and easily controlled by the controller. The most popular drone that's out there that has all that is DJI Phantom drone. And it's very popular and everybody has one. But DJI Phantom it's not cheap. The low-end DJI Phantom is still $499. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend that much money yet. So I wanted to look for something that is more cheaper alternatives to the DJI Phantom. And after doing some research on it, I came up with Xiro Xplorer drone. This thing has all the things I need for under $350. I think I got it around $320, something like that. So in this video, I'll be doing the full comprehensive review of this drone to see if it's worth the money. And then I'll be flying this drone for the first time and show you how easy this thing is to fly. Let's do this. So you just got the new drone. You unboxed it and saw different parts and got a glimpse of the manual. And now what? You know, it might be very overwhelming at first because there's a lot of stuff going on, but actually it's not. It's very simple to use and simple to fly. So I'll show you some quick little steps to get you started on your first flight. Let's do this. Okay, the first thing you need to do is charge the battery. You need to charge the drone battery and you need to charge the remote controller battery. By the way, if you press the green button on the battery, it will tell you how much charge is in the battery. Once you plug it into the charger, charging light will lit up indicating that it's charging. Once you plug in the controller and it's charging, the red light will come out indicating that it's charging. And once it's done charging, the charging light will disappear. Once the battery is charged up, next step is to install battery. But before you install battery, always test the battery, make sure the battery is fully charged by pressing the green button. The installation process is pretty much the same as how you plug the battery to your charger. After the battery is installed, be sure to click on the lock switch. If you don't click on the lock switch, the drone will not start. Next thing, you need to install the gimbal. And make sure connector on the gimbal is matched up on the drone. Also, if you look at the top of the gimbal, there's a green marker. It needs to be matched up on the green marker on the drone. Once the green line is matched up, just press it down and you'll hear a click sound. In order to verify that gimbal is installed correctly, look in the back of the gimbal and there's a little green line on the gimbal release knob. Make sure the green line is matched up. Don't forget to take off the lens cover and gimbal holder before you take the drone in the air. Next is propellers. After you install your gimbals and battery, make sure your drone legs are fully extended. Installing propeller is pretty straightforward. Be sure to match the color of the propeller. Correspondence motor, black propeller goes to black motor, and silver propeller goes to silver motor. If you look closely at the propeller, it tells you which way to spin in order to lock or in order to unlock. And all you have to do is spin it. Very straightforward. Okay, the last thing we need to install is Wi-Fi range extender. It's that little black thing. Wi-Fi range extender goes in the back of the controller, and installation is pretty straightforward. It just snaps right in. Lastly, make sure you have memory card in your camera. Memory card can be found in the side of the camera. If you want to take it out, just push the card and it will pop right out. Okay, the drone's all set up and good to go. So go out there and find the open spot where there's no people, trees, or buildings. Nice big open spot. Take it out there and let's fly the drone for the first time. Let's do this. Okay, put the drone on the ground. Turn on the drone by pressing the on button and holding it until you hear a beep. And wait for a minute or so for drone to initialize. Now turn on the controller by clicking on the on button. It's back of the controller. And make sure the level is set to level 1. The flight level just means that drone moves really slow and it wouldn't allow you to go too far. It's for the beginner. When drone is ready to go, back of the drone should be blinking green and front of the drone should be solid red, and the controller should have all green light, which indicates that everything is good to go. First thing you're supposed to do is compass calibration of the drone. This little process you do to calibrate the drone with GPS. But tell the truth, I was never able to successfully do compass calibrate. I don't know why. I will give you instruction how to do that on the link below. So you should give it a try. But I was able to successfully fly the drone without doing compass calibration at all. But they're saying that if the drone starts to lose its stability in the air, then you are supposed to do compass calibration. Now we need to connect our phone to the drone and run the app. Hopefully you already download the app, but if you haven't, just go and download it and then set up the Wi-Fi to the drone's Wi-Fi and go ahead and run the app. In this example, I'm using iPhone Plus, which is a big size iPhone. It barely fits in there, but you have to take the covers off. Once everything's set up correctly, you will see the camera view from the app and all the indicators on the top of the app. Just to get it started, only thing you really have to know is the GPS signal number. GPS signal number has to be 6 or higher. Anything below that means GPS signal is very weak. It's not good. Altitude and how far the drone is traveled. Switch button to switch between video and camera. Record button and your battery life. Okay, now finally we are ready to fly the drone. To start the motor, move the 2 joysticks as follows. To take off, you could use the auto takeoff and auto landing button, or you could take off manually using the joystick. Make note of that auto takeoff and auto button has an on state and off state. So make sure when you press the on state, you have to release the button to off state. I don't know why they did this, but just be aware of it. Here is very basic flight control. You can move the left joystick to ascend and descend and spin counterclockwise or clockwise. Use the right joystick to move forward, move backwards, and swing to side. Use a right little knob on the top to move your camera up and down. So that's pretty much it. It's that simple. So it's very easy to fly this drone. Be sure to read the manual because there are a lot more cool features you could do with this thing. So here are a couple of tips to get you going. First tip is Always safety first. Make sure when you fly the drone, just make sure you avoid the crowded places, busy places. Tip number 2, practice makes perfect. Make sure you practice so you get better and better, so you get more comfortable flying the drones in a lot of different places. Tip number 3, when you record the drone in the air, tilt the camera down a little bit so that you don't see the propellers on top. If you don't tilt it down a little bit, you're gonna see propellers bouncing around in the shots. You don't wanna do that. Tip number 4, before you fly your drone, make sure you plan out your shot, what kind of shot you want to get, and then trying to get those shots once in the air, so you don't waste your time and batteries up in the air and trying to figure out what you're gonna do. So that's pretty much it. If you are looking for cheaper alternatives to DJI Phantom drone, this is a drone for you. I put all the information you need down below in the description so you could check it out.